Well, hey there, it's Joe with Sonical Disruptive. How are you? I am doing very fine today. So have you ever listened to a album and thought, man, I really like this? I think. So Moontooth, they are a band who are sometimes referred to as metal, sometimes progressive metal, alt rock, hard rock. Yes, they are all of that. They're one of these bands that have a sound that is hard to place into a little box. You just can't do it with them. Now, their previous album, Crux, was released in 2019, I believe. And man, that was instantaneous for me. I absolutely loved that album, and I still do. It's a great album. Now, 3 years later, they have released their follow-up, Phototroph, and it was released on May 13th via Pure Noise Records. And yeah, this one was not instantaneous. It was not immediate for me. So when I first listen to music and I'm undecided on it, I like to assume that there is at least an equal chance that I'm missing something as opposed to the music is just bad. And on first listen here, there's definitely nothing bad about it. I was just confused. And to make matters worse, I was confused on why I was confused. I didn't even know. What was it about this that wasn't grabbing me? So I continued listening to it and took not very many listens before it really got its hooks into me. And after 3 listens, I couldn't stop listening to it. And that's where I'm at right now, where I continuously listen to this album. So this album has 11 tracks. It's 42 minutes in length, but it really feels weightier than that for some reason. Now it starts off with this beautiful opener, I Revere, and this really foreshadows what you're going to get for the rest of the album. And this is also where the confusion sets in, because the song itself goes from mournful to hopeful and back and forth again. And the rest of the songs on the album do the same thing. And that's where the confusion kind of clouds your mind a little bit, because you can be sitting there, you can be listening to it and be in a happy mood and you're enjoying life, and suddenly you don't even know when it happened, but you realize, wait a minute, why am I feeling down? Why am I sad right now? And that happens often throughout here, and I think it is some dark musician's trick of flip-flopping minor and major that achieves that effect, but it achieves it so well. Now, while there is light and shade throughout the entire album and 2 acoustic intros, it is heavy and driving throughout with full distortion guitars the entirety of the album. And this never ventures into the ballad territory, although certain songs you might tend towards that direction before it kicks back in with some just heavy ass guitar riff. From the dirgy metal blues of Backburner and Death Wish blues to the more progressive Neemphasis, I think it's something like that. The technicality is evident, although sometimes goes unnoticed just because of the raw emotion of the song. This album also feels like a real 4-piece. There's not much else other than guitar, bass, vocals, and drums. That's what you get. And these songs feel like they were played live in the studio. I don't know if they were. They feel like it feels raw. It feels immediate as far as the playing. And it feels like something you could easily go out and perform live. I mean, not easily. The guitar parts and the drum and bass here is they're complicated. But I mean, there's not a lot of overdubbing. There's not a lot of other instrumentations. There's not a lot of keyboard, synths, or pads coming in to give you atmosphere. That isn't part of this. This is just, it's raw and it is guitar. And make no mistake, this is a guitar album. The criminally underrated Nick Lee, I mean, riffs for days here. Just technically proficient and just fire the entirety of this album. And if you dig a little deeper, you're going to find that the rhythm section here is just as phenomenal. Drummer, I'm forgetting his name, Ray Marty, I don't know if that's how you say it, is out of his mind. He's insane on this album. It's so good, along with the bassist Vin Romanelli. Again, I don't know if I'm saying that right. His bass playing is incredible. And if I had one complaint on this album, it is the fact that his bass is turned down maybe a little too low in the mix, where you can't hear all the fantastic playing that he's doing unless you're really paying attention. But since guitar is the most important instrument ever created in music, the electric guitar is in the forefront, as it should be. It's only fair. Now, vocalist John Carbone is a big reason of the uniqueness of this band. He never really does what you think he should do. Like, there's an intro coming into a song, and I don't know if everybody does it. I do it. I think of lyrics or phrasing of lyrics or vocalization that I would do. Like, you know, you come up with your own little song before the vocalist actually starts a lot of times. It's never this. It's never anywhere close to this. He comes in at a different time than you would expect. It comes in just with a different phrasing, different sound. Everything is different and unique. And his voice is unique. His phrasing is unique. His lyrics are unique and so emotional and so good. Just at some base level. It's so... I keep coming up with the word unique, but that's the only word I can think of other than great. It's the uniqueness of this band that captures me. And again, if you give this album some time and some chance, man, that uniqueness is going to shine through. And the lyrics and the vocalization here are great the entire album, but they really shine through on songs like I Revere, Grip on the Ridge, so good. Such a great guitar solo in there as well. And Phototroph, another just fantastically emotional yet driving song. And this album is full of that. So at the end of the day, the confusion comes in is that every song feels like it's somewhere in between staying and leaving. Somewhere in between anger and acceptance. Somewhere in between mournful and hopeful. And the outcome is a outstanding album. An album that's unforgettable and requires multiple listens after you're done with it. There's nothing throwaway here. But be patient. Uniqueness is oftentimes harder to digest, but more rewarding once you have digested it. So there you are. Great album. Moontooth, Phototroph. Get it. It's good. Thanks for watching. See you.